What does a person do? And your answer will be something like a person thinks, a person laughs, and so on. So, here we go. You can write more than one answer for each if you like. There must be full sentences. What does a person do? What does a mother do? What does a servant do? What does a horse do? What does a cow do? What does a pig do? What does a goose do? What does a lamb do? What does a bird do? What does a fish do? What does a sailor do? What does an ant do? What does a bee do? What does a driver do? What does a judge do? What does a policeman do? What does a proud man do? What does an angry man do? What does a compassionate man do? Compassionate here means he's kind, he has feelings for other people, he cares for them. What does a compassionate man do? What does a poor man do? What does a rich man do? What does a thief do? What does a cheat do? What does a squirrel do? What does a deer do? What does a rooster or cock do? What does a caterpillar do? What does a boat do? What does a duck do? What does a frog do? What does a grasshopper do? What does a worm do? What does an insect do? What does a snake do? What does a snail do? What does a bud do? A bud is that little green thing you see on a twig in the springtime and it opens up to make leaves. What does a bud do? What does rain do? What does the sun do? What does frost do? What does snow do? What does sugar do? What does salt do? What does fire do? What does love do? What does hate do? What does ambition do? What does a river do? What does the wind do? What does steam do?